concerned about the Eagles?
Before I answer that, I just want to say I'm pro Doug Pederson. I think he's an excellent coach, and I don't envy his job all the time in Philadelphia in front of the media. That's Bush League, Stephen A. All of you, no. There are some members of the media, he should single them out if he has a problem with it. But to not answer any media question about that topic because he doesn't like, that's Bush League. He lost me there. Okay. I am not worried about the Eagles because of the quarterback situation. Stephen A., I'm worried about an emotional hangover after the Super Bowl, motivation, those kind of things that seem to naturally occur for like every franchise except the Patriots ever in the modern NFL. So I'm worried about that. But in terms of Carson Wentz, he's ahead of schedule. That doesn't mean week one. It's smart for them to not start him week one. I'm glad. If I'm an Eagles fan, I'm happy they're not starting him week one. And may I now take a bow for being so correct on what I said about Nick Foles when you wanted to trade him because his value was high. The Eagles' window is now. They won the Super Bowl last year. They're really good again. They're going to be really good for the next couple of years. How long can you really view horizons in the NFL? 3-4 years? Now, like the way the San Francisco 49ers were under Harbaugh, right? Like you have a little run like that. Now is the era for the Eagles. And by era, I mean 3, 4, maybe 5 years. Who knows? You can't really look that far into the future. You got to make sure you're okay now. And Stephen A., they did because they didn't trade Nick Foles. And so you install that RPO Nick Foles offense and win more than you lose until Carson Wentz gets back, and then it's off to the races. I am concerned about the Eagles, but not because of their quarterback situation, Stephen A.
The bottom line is I don't know how you've come to the conclusion that you were so right about them holding on to Nick Foles as opposed to trading him. My mentality is that if you're a Super Bowl champion and you're the reigning Super Bowl MVP at the quarterback position, you've got an opportunity to get some big-time stuff. If Khalil Mack if the Oakland Raiders just got 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack, not trying to say that would have been the case, but who knows what the price tag could have been pulled off for as it pertained to Nick Foles. That's number one. Number two, we're talking about a Philadelphia Eagles squad. I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, what the hell's the panic button for? This was the #1 rushing attack in all of football last year. Do y'all realize that? Last time I checked, you still got those 2 backs in Clement and Ajayi back. You got Alshon Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar back. You got Zach Ertz back. You got your offensive line back intact, and Carson Wentz eventually would be back, number 2. Number 3, I agree with you from the standpoint that you don't want to lump everybody into the same boat in terms of media. You know, call somebody out. One particular reporter or 2 particular reporters writing or saying something is not the entire media contingent. It's a default position for the sports world to blame the media, a bunch of wusses. We all know it's predictable. That's how they can be. Folks get that way. We understand it doesn't make them right. But the other side to this, Max, is this. What the hell is this man supposed to say? What's he supposed to say? This, and I don't mean, I'm not talking about as it pertains to the media reports about him with Carson Wentz. I'm saying Carson Wentz is not cleared to play. He's not the doctor. He's the coach. Once he's cleared, then we can start talking. But until he's cleared, there is nothing that Doug Pederson can do.
That's fine, and he's basically said that.
But for a franchise to be devoid of a Super Bowl championship that has existed since 1960, and you finally win the championship for the 2017 season, 2018 Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden to walk around and act like, oh my God, when is this going to happen? Because what are we going to do when the guy that you have to lean on is the reigning Super Bowl MVP? It's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, hold on. There's different issues here. I can understand where Pederson's frustration is. I get it. I said I don't envy him the task of facing the media and those same questions every day, particularly from that, tough media environment where you just delivered a Super Bowl. But that's not what he said, Stephen A. He didn't just had he limited the comments to guys when the doctor clears him, et cetera, or had he said, which he said in the past, and I was with him even last week when he was saying similar things, like I'm not going to reveal my thinking publicly about that. And he could even say something like, I'm sure Eagles fans, as much as they might want to know, would rather us have that edge. Like, he can answer that in a million ways. But what he shouldn't do is, when someone's asking him a direct question, say, you mischaracterized what I said or invented something I said. And the reporter's saying, not me. Who are you talking about? He's like, well, just someone in the media, so I'm taking it out on you.
Who the hell are you, Dr. Abby or Dr. Phil? I mean, dear Abby or Dr. Phil, come on. What's wrong with a human being going like this? You know what? Y'all getting on my damn nerves. I'm sick and tired of answering these damn questions. Y'all about to get on my nerves. What's wrong with that? Every now and then, every now.
What if he said that to you?
Excuse me. It depends on what I did to provoke him. You
Right, but not what someone in your business did to provoke him.
I understand that, but here's the deal. You're talking to somebody that worked in Philadelphia for 17 years. I was a part of that media contingent. And I'm not saying anybody did anything particularly wrong. What I'm saying is you get inundated with the same questions day after day after day sometimes. And every now and then, sometimes it's good to show somebody you capable of getting medieval on them so you can ward them off.
How is this different than Saban? The tone?
Well, the tone, yes. And not only that, you consider Doug Pederson would have never acted like that at halftime of a football game or at the end of a football game live on the field if somebody asked a question that was clearly.
He literally said in front of the press, I'm going to lump all of you together.
Well, I'm not condoning that.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not
going to
condoning
lump all
that.
of you together because he's annoyed with the way he's been framed by certain members of the media, so he refuses to answer
But Max,
all questions.
you want his time. And what I'm saying is if you want the man's time, he has to look forward to the same questions being asked when he's answered it 1,000 different ways. And not only that, it's not a football question. Carson Wentz has to be cleared to play.
And that would have been fine to say.
It's a health concern, yes. It's
not
like a football
but by the way,
I get it.
but by the way, they still have the reigning Super Bowl MVP on the team because they didn't trade him.
They're
I just
gonna
want to
be
point
fine.
out. Remember when I was telling
And I'm saying I could have got a first round pick.
Very smart by you for them
Whatever.
to keep Nick
Says
Foles.
who?
Very
So
smart.
you the judge and jury now?
No.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I'd have tried to get a first round pick for him.
Hey,